During the coronavirus pandemic, trial by jury is playing an important role in hearing cases of alleged serious crime. This short film describes the changes we have made to ensure your safety and to show how jury trials now operate. There are rigorous measures in place in all our buildings to minimise the risk of infection spreading, in line with public health guidance. This includes when entering, leaving, and when seated in the courtroom. Robust physical distancing, easy access to hand sanitizer and wipes, enhanced and more frequent cleaning regimes with additional measures in toilet facilities, protocols for dealing with potential COVID cases, clear signage and advisory information, including physical distancing and mandatory face covering posters. If you need further information in relation to any of these measures, please speak to a member of our staff. And please follow our guidance to help keep yourself and others safe. To support the government's Test and Protect initiative, we have contact tracing across all of our buildings. Each day, please register your details using the QR-based platform Safe2Go. It's quick and easy to do from your smartphone. If you don't have one, a member of staff will help. Your details are held on a GDPR-compliant system, will only be provided to the NHS if necessary, and are deleted after 21 days. Once in the building, you will be shown to a witness room by a member of SCTS staff, Victim Information and Advice, or Victim Support Scotland. This is where you will wait until you are called as a witness. This room is arranged for physical distancing. Victim Information Advice is part of Crown Office, and Victim Support Scotland is a charity who provide free, independent support to witnesses at court. You may have to wait some time to give your evidence, so you should bring something to eat and drink with you. You should also bring a face covering, as these are required in all buildings at all times, unless you are exempt under government guidelines. You may be asked by the judge or sheriff to remove your mask when giving evidence. When you are required to give your evidence, you will be collected from the witness room and escorted to the courtroom. The court officer will show you to the witness stand from where you will give your evidence. Once you are in the court, you will be asked to remove your face covering. Physical distancing will be observed by others around you. The court setup involves the following key people: the judge or sheriff, who manages procedure. They will wear a face covering on entering or leaving the court, but may remove it when seated in order to conduct the proceedings. The clerk of court, who administers the court. The prosecutor, who prosecutes the case. The defence, who represents the interest of the accused. The macer or court officer, who shows evidence to witnesses. The jury. When you enter the courtroom, you will see a large screen display showing the jury. Each will wear a face covering when in court, unless when required to speak. The jury are situated at one of the jury centres. These are where the jury sit to watch court proceedings. They are in a different building from the courtroom. On the screens at the jury centre, the jury will see you and the person taking your evidence, prosecutor or defence. This means you will always have a camera focused on you, but these cameras are small and discreetly placed around the courtroom, so they won't be obvious or distracting. The prosecutor and defence will take the same position to speak to you, so the jury can see them on screen. Before you begin giving evidence, you will take an oath or affirmation. If you are a witness for the prosecution, the prosecutor will ask you questions, otherwise known as an examination in chief. Then the defence will ask you questions, which is known as cross-examination. Finally, the prosecutor will be allowed to ask you further limited questions. If you are a witness for the defence, then the defence will ask you questions first. The judge or sheriff will tell you when your evidence is complete, and you will leave the court through the same door as you entered. Whilst giving evidence, you may be asked to look at a document or an item of evidence. The court officer will pass this to you and will always wear gloves and a face covering. If you have to handle the item, you should also wear gloves. These are hypoallergenic and latex-free. If you are being shown a document, it may be placed on a digital display so that it appears to the whole court and the jury at the jury centre. Sometimes the court will adjourn, which means it will stop for a period of time to deal with an issue. If this happens, you may be asked to leave the court. This is not unusual and should not alarm you in any way. Once dealt with, you will be brought back into court to resume giving evidence. In some instances, special measures are put in place to help you give evidence in court. Special measures are there to assist you in giving the best evidence to the court. If you are giving evidence by special measures, a member of either Victim Support Scotland or another named supporter will visit you in the witness room before you give your evidence. These measures may include appearing in court from behind a screen with a supporter. In this circumstance, you will always be accompanied by a Victim Support Scotland or other named supporter to the courtroom, and they will sit beside you throughout your evidence. From a location outside the courtroom by video camera. In this circumstance, you will always be accompanied at the location by Victim Support Scotland or another named supporter, and they will sit beside you throughout your evidence. If measures have been granted, they will be in place when you appear to give evidence. When you have completed your evidence, you are free to go. The supporter will continue providing you support until you leave the building. It is important that you help us to ensure yours and others' safety when visiting our buildings. Please always use a face covering. These are mandatory. You should wear it at all times when entering, leaving and passing through the building. This includes when entering, leaving and when seated in the courtroom. Wash your hands frequently. There are plenty hand washing and sanitising facilities available to you. Maintain physical distancing at all times. Cough or sneeze into the crook of your elbow. Report any issues to our staff. Please don't attend court if you have any symptoms of coronavirus, such as loss of taste or smell, persistent cough, high temperature or sore throat. And if you develop symptoms, contact a member of staff who will ensure you are looked after and the correct protocols are followed. Thank you for helping us keep each other safe.